flash of splendour rent the curtain of my sleep.
What Flash of Splendour do is work with young people who are marginalised. We've worked for quite a long time with kids with disabilities, also those who are marginalised by circumstance. We wanted to empower the children, give them a sense of agency, to give them the idea that they had a voice and they were important.
Being in his classes, I started to see the way that the other students in the class were seeing Steve, and he literally brought joy to their lives.
And we saw that these kids could actually work with very complex ideas. It just needed to be presented in the right way.
Well, I hate to say it, but it's a highlight of the week. My maths lessons don't come anywhere near it, because, you know, when Steve comes, it's just a nice atmosphere around the place. You can often hear him because he's quite loud with the pupils.
Very shouty and very fun.
You hear it around the place and you hear screams, you think, my God, there's torture going on, but no, they're making up a poem or story, or they're singing some song.
It was a day when we were learning about rivers and ploughs, and he read me a tiny poem about a plough horse. And I thought I'd write a poem. And before I knew what I was doing, I flowed with the poem, if you know what I mean. I am an old plough horse. My hooves and hands are worn from so much ploughing.
Of Albion's glorious isle, the wonders whilst I write, the sundry varying soils, the pleasures infinite, where heat kills not the cold, nor cold expels the heat, the calms too mildly small, not winds too roughly great.
At the moment we're working on a very long Jacobean poem by a chap called Michael Drayton, and what we're doing is we're looking in depth at not only the poem and the characters in the poem and the topography of the poem, but we're also looking at life in Elizabethan and Jacobean England. What we like to do is finish projects with exhibitions.
It's proper stuff. All the exhibitions, we treat the young people as professional artists.
Wow, the first time that I found out that I was going to have some art in an art exhibition, I was kind of surprised, but it felt really light at the same time, because I always wanted to have something that I had done in an expedition, and it was wow, it was really good.
At the moment we're in the middle of a 2-year project that's going to finish in an exhibition at the Royal Geographical Society in London. We're working alongside Exeter University and the RGS and Cecil Sharp House.
For me personally, as a scholar, the cooperation with Flash of Splendour has been quite something. One of the things about the Poly-Olbion as a text is that it's so linked up to English and British identity. What I have seen from Flash of Splendour is that they work with children who are marginalised in society in some way, and this is, in that sense, the perfect poem to reclaim this country and reclaim its history for these children. To see the materials that I study used in that way has been incredibly inspirational to me. Yes.
We'll think about Michael Drayton and the Poly-Olbion, and we'll think about Brutus, and we'll think about giants. What's that?
A giant.
A giant, probably.
I very much hope to collaborate further with them. Working with them has made me read my own materials in ways that I wouldn't have otherwise. Because we have been working symbiotically from the start, I think that relationship has been very interesting. And I think for me, that is why Impact has started to make complete sense as an academic.
When I grow up, I would like to be a teacher, but in spare time still write poems and songs. I want to be with Steve for the whole of my school life until I reach year 13.
Steve and Steve's work is part of everything that we do.
Steve and Anne brought out in Sophie her flash of splendour and gave her a belief in herself.
My confidence has definitely grown over the years through Steve and Anne, and it helps so many other people, and it's wonderful to see other people's lives being changed in such brightness and so many different light ways.
I think that's what they believe. Anything is possible, and if somebody believes that about you, you believe it too. If somebody says you can do it and you really believe they mean it, you can.